Hello and welcome to inyourhomefitness.com. I am Brenda Lee and this is Fitness for the Everyday Person. Today's fitness video is going to be on how to foam roll your hamstrings, back of the legs, and your piriformis, which sits in your gluteus maximus, your butt muscle. Now, you've always heard about tight hamstrings, but how do you know if your hamstrings are tight? Well, a good way of doing it is you get down on the ground, and if your hamstrings, the back of the leg, is not touching the ground and it's up, they're tight. So usually, as I'll repeat this probably several times in this video, if you have tight hamstrings, they're going to pull on the lower back. But the thing is we have a sciatic nerve that runs through those hamstrings and also our piriformis. Also, any type of sitting for long periods of time is going to pull on those. Even, an example is my phone. When I lean forward, I'm pulling on my hamstrings at that point. Now, in saying all that, the hamstrings need to be not lengthened because they're already pulled tight, but the tension needs to be alleviated, and foam rolling is a great way to do that because these are not big powerhouse muscles. Our hamstrings, our quads are, and our calves are, but our hamstrings are made to give us posture, help us with our posture, and hold up the upper part of our body. So if you have issues with your hamstrings, there's a good chance you've got issues with your quadriceps, your inner thigh, your abductors, or your calves, and it's a good idea to roll those. I've given you 2 videos on how to roll your calves and your quadriceps. So that should alleviate any pulling that is being done. So when you are foam rolling, we're not foam rolling for trigger spots. It's more to get the nutrients and the tension out of those muscles. Now our hamstrings start at a bone called the ischium, or we better know it as the sit bone. So when you sit down, you can feel it, and it comes, and there's 3 of them, and they come all the way down and they attach into your tibia bone in your lower leg. And your piriformis comes across your gluteus maximus, your biggest muscle in your butt area, and comes almost horizontally across. So when you sit a lot, you stretch. You can see how much they're being pulled and stretched. So we're going to alleviate that tension doing some foam rolling, and let's get started. So here's a picture of the hamstrings and how they're connected into the pelvic area. And here's a good view of how the hamstrings and piriformis are connected to other muscles. So I'm going to use the pink foam roller, but you can use a variety of things. A handheld roller, even a rolling pin. So with a tennis ball and rolling the hamstrings, it can be a little tricky, and I prefer to use a rolling pin or the handheld. Remember on here, the flat area is the palm of your hand, and the little bumps are your fingers. So it's very easy to do, and we're going to break it into 2 spots, 2 areas. So we have the lower area of our hamstrings and the upper area. So remember, again, you start off just above the knee because there's too many things going on with the knee area. You want to start just gently. You can kind of just scoot along, bring this leg up for a little bit of balance. And you want to slowly 1 inch or 2.5 centimeters per second. Once you find a tender spot, you're really not going to find a lot of tender spots in the hamstrings. You're doing it more to release the tension. It doesn't have the tender spots like the quadriceps and the abductors and the calves have. So we just roll up, and then we roll down, up and down, about 4 times. And then we move into the other upper half. Going up and down, and we take it right up to where our butt, our gluteus maximus starts. And we roll it down and up. So we do that down. If you do find a trigger spot, what you can do is just sit on it. And remember, you want to sit on it for at least 30 to 60 seconds. You want to get the blood flowing into that area. And you want to release that tension. So basically, that's it in regards to foam rolling the hamstrings. So the next one we're going to talk about is the piriformis muscle. So around here. So we've heard a lot about piriformis syndrome. That's a muscle that runs right across the back of the gluteus maximus. What happens is it's being pulled and it needs to release on tension too. So this one is really easy to do and it's not a big movement. Now some people like to cross their leg over. I don't. I like to lean a little bit and then you hold it, you find the spot and you just hold it. You just want to release the tension that's going on in that muscle. And in my next video, I'm going to talk about our abductors, our inner thigh, and how to foam roll it and how much influence it has on the rest of the body and especially the lower back. Until then, thank you and keep safe. Bye.